Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 251 edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Welcome to the last trading day of the week again. Yes, I can say that the market at this hour also is looking at mixed again, an international market. But I'll tell you there's improvement at the end of trading yesterday in those markets. We saw that US market closed in green. Nearly all the indicators were in green at close of business yesterday in that market, which is a good signal for the market too. But don't forget that as far that market continue to chew or analyze or digest all the macroeconomic data and information flowing from the ongoing World Bank and IMF meeting, and also what is happening within the economy and what's also happening in Ukraine and Russia, driving price of crude oil. This will go investors will continue to digest and look the way where the market is going. And on that note, investors will not look away from their chart, especially you and I that are day traders, and all those also that are looking at how to take advantage of information that is happening or that is going on in the market as we speak. Yes, if you look at the matured market, we can see that the macroeconomic data there are looking good, especially for US. We are seeing a continuing kind of cooling in terms of inflation. Also, we saw improvement in the labor report. Also, the producers price index also look good as at yesterday when it hit the market. But after all this, don't forget that the next Fed meeting in US is coming in month of May, and as such, it suggests that within this period now to that May, what investor in that climate in that domain we're looking at what on the earnings of these companies that are in that market, how this is going to influence prices, knowing that market are pulled back in that level in that market due to what due to all this continued what missed information and the missed sentiment that has hit the market, volatility, all this while. But now that the Fed itself have confirmed that there might be a kind of a mind reception, that also shows that the Fed meeting that is coming in the month of May, all eyes will be what will be the outcome of that meeting, what will be the policy stance of the Fed. These are the things that is going to shape the market. And don't forget that not only in US, we have seen in other climate in Asia, we have seen also in Europe. Yes, despite that the Europe Central Bank have said they are seeing that the core inflation is still high, they might likely also continue to high rate. For other markets or other domain, we have seen a slowdown in inflation in that, especially in Asia, we have seen also in part of Europe zone, some of the countries they were seeing a slowdown in their inflation. But because the power price continue to oscillate, the slowdown we're seeing might be not just for temporary. That's why most of the central banks are still skeptical what to do at this point. But for US, they are already seeing that the economy is entering recession, whether it's a mild one or full blow inflation, but they're already entering inflation because of what where the economy is continuing contraction in what in the business activity in that environment. It speaks volume for. But that's why all eyes on what on the major banking results to see what is going to happen in their earnings, and that is why all eyes on the big banks now to reach their first quarter. And I'll tell you the analysis that you see in that domain on this bank will be thorough because of what had happened to what the previous bank that had issue in the month of March. That means all eyes on this banking result to see where they are going from here. This also guide investors exactly what they should be doing and what they should not do. For that, I think investors are also made their finger crossed to see exactly what will happen in that climate. And this also have a way of influencing activities in European market, Asia market, and African market. Because I will tell you that when US market sneeze, other market of the world catch cold. Why? Because they are the biggest economy in the globe, followed by China. And whatever is happening in these two economies has the way of influencing other economy. And that's why as we are seeing this recession that's underway in that US, as it was also what will happen to China, what's also going to happen in other economy. But for those that are designing, like we say, that are in this class and those that are joining us there, that are trading those market market, it's the time for you to keep your eyes on the chart. And not only that, understand the fundamental around and which sector or which industry will benefit whatever is happening around. That will give you, a good position for you to know exactly what to do as a trader or investor in that regard. It's very, very important that you take note of this. Once you're able to do that, it will help you to take what to take informed decision or to make information. It's very, very important that we understand all this how it's playing out. Once you understand how it's playing out, you can always navigate in between all this so that at the end of the day you'll be in a better position on what to do and what to do. And don't forget that the International Energy Agency monthly report also shows that the oil price, has remained a bit stable, and also most oil stock, I see that most of them are also rebounded of recent because of the price moving to almost 80 to $90, $8 to $90 recently. But it tells you that that market is still volatile, and that will determine what will happen in other market, going into the future. For that, investors are still paying caution, in that market. But the good thing is that as dollar become a bit cheap, we are seeing that going to impact the commodity market. But if the dollar also rebound very soon, in moment from now, that also what it will be also a threat toward to the commodity market. But to speak now, results are being expected from what these banks, and when they start coming in, I tell you that these banks will give a clear direction of what is happening in the US economy, and for that, all eyes on this banking result. These are the things that happen. Oil price as we speak now is between $86, no, 33, $86, $86.33 now per barrel as we speak. Yes, despite that the producers price index came and it was positive. You can see that all these missed economic data, but for US was that the data that came this recently was a good one for the economy. But because of the inflation will continue, all eyes of what will the Fed be doing in the next meeting in May, as I've said earlier. That is what all eyes on now to see what will happen there. Germany, I told you earlier that Germany, the European market is also missed. All our eyes on what on earnings in that direction. But data will also tell you more insight what is going to happen in the US. Once you're able to get it right, we are good to go for investors in that domain. Oil price, like I told you earlier, continue to crawl or kind of still remain positive as to speak. That is okay for me. That as oil price is maintained, it has not gone below 86, since all this while. It's a good one as it's trade at 86.33, as I've said earlier. These are the things that I think are going to support the market. I'll talk out on the monthly OPEC report or release to know what will happen that the month prepared to enter the month of March. What has happened? We need report to guys so that investors in that space also know exactly what to do. These are the things. But like I told you earlier, US market as to speak, yesterday closing report this morning was seen that the market is also a bit missed direction also at this hour. Also the same thing in Europe, Asia is not left behind, and Africa. Down here to our market here in Nigeria, I've seen our market is flat, but still is in red. Not really flat that to say it's so slightly in red, but it tells you what is happening. But the good thing that we are seeing also improving activities in the market as more companies has paid their dividend for shareholders. This is likely also to bring liquidity back to the market. They saw the Consumer and Ally making doing payment as this week on Wednesday. We saw Dangote Cement yesterday payment date also, and also today the payment date for Dangote Sugar. These are provide liquidity for investors. That means between now and next week, we start this liquidity finding way back to the market in form of reinvesting into either the same equity or other equity. But this dividend will provide liquidity for investors to play around the market. These are the good things. When payment date, you know that it's time of volatility. When you mark down, you put it on board, it creates opportunity for one to buy low, and also when liquidity come can acquire more in that position. For those that have that process of reinvesting their dividend in the market. For me, there's no cause for alarm in our market. Yes, down here in Nigeria, all eyes on what on inflation data that will come by next week. It ought to be born 15 Saturday, but next week Monday we're going to have inflation data. Once they come, that was so after inflation data, all eyes will be on what on Q1 number and depending the audited account of many companies that are yet to read the result. Recently, we discussed the one that released of the one that came from GSA and industrial medical gas. So yes, yesterday at the end of the before the market, end of the market, we saw a first quarter result that came from UBA. I will tell you that this number that came from UBA was impressive to show that UBA is heading somewhere. It's a good start for the current financial year for UBA. For investors in that in that space, yes, the markdown is around the corner, but I will tell you that with the earnings that are starting almost 1 naira 47 kobo earning per share for the first quarter for UBA. I'll tell you this is a a good start for UBA. 1 naira 57 kobo for a start for UBA. It's a good one. At the end of the year, can be forecasting 6 naira for earning per share for UBA, and that might be a dividend of 150 or even 2 naira, because you can see the percentage that they pay out. If they are making 6 naira, what will likely be their price? Is it 180 or 160? I believe that UBA is starting on a good note. If this trend is sustained in the subsequent quarter. If you look at UBA result that was released to the market yesterday, we saw that the gross earnings for UBA was up by 47.46%. That is almost 48% in the green, which is a good one. Strong, two-digit number above inflation. I will tell you indeed. It moved from 183.90 billion to 271.18 billion for the first quarter ended March 2023. This is a good number. Tell you that if you look at the number that contributed to this, you saw that yes, the almighty inflation was the almighty interest rate that have impacted all these banks from May. You can see that it continues to also reflect on the income on the interest income of this bank. Interest income of the bank moved by almost 53.4% from 120 25.08 billion to 191.88 billion. You can see the margin of increment, in the interest. You can see impact of high interest rate. And also, if you look at the bank, loan and advances for the first quarter, I'll tell you almost what they did in 2022 financial year. It just tells you that this company is doing well. That means in just only first quarter, their loan advances has also expanded to almost for me, it's a good one for UBA to start at this point. Finally, you can also look at the FS gain also. The FS gain was part of what supported the bank this period. That FS gain for me is a good one for UBA. Impacted, that's why operating in different outside Nigeria, share of Nigeria is also a plus for them. You can see the gain on their foreign exchange, trade and all those stuff. These are the things that impacted positively on this UBA result. We saw almost the change in that gain was moved from almost like from 14 point something billion to 26.12 billion for that gain compared to the previous quarter in 2021, 2022. For me, it's a good one for UBA that we are seeing this kind of improvement in their result, which shows that this bank is going somewhere at the end of the day. For me, investor in UBA, especially investors should know why they are there, but for trader, this might not impact much on the price because of liquidity level, and also being a period of transition period, people are looking to see. But for me, this is a sign that what happened in the first quarter in terms of CBN cash crunch, I think that it didn't reflect more on UBA performance, but rather was seeing a boost better than what they did in the previous year. This is a sign of what you expect from some banks that I will know that have that trend of positive performance. But for those that are branching into other business, might see a slowdown. But for UBA that is used to this outside, Nigeria operation, you can see that Access is just venturing into it. You can see that Business Bank there. But I believe that UBA and HDI should benefit more from this because of their wide operation, and that is why we see the impact of this foreign exchange thing, reflecting on UBA, financial. It's a good one for UBA. For me, there's no cause for alarm. Investors should know what to do at this point. This is what I expect investors to do. There's no cause for alarm. You also look at the UBA PAT for this period. We saw that the PAT was almost up also as to speak, with also more than 30% in the green. Put it that this is a good one for investor. Almost 30% in the green, 29.114% from 50 billion to 53 59 billion. This is huge for me and it's a good sign of where they're going. It's a reflection of what you are seeing in the top line. That's the UBA top line was up by 47 and these are above inflation. And don't forget that the high interest rate in Treasury bill now is also a plus for the bank as we speak now. For you to see that Treasury bill for a whole year at about 14.7, almost getting to 15%. This will also help you tell you that what's likely to happen to bank results going to the future. Now that at the beginning of the year, we see expect this also to reflect further in their bank. Yes, as CBN has told us in the last FPC meeting that our banks are healthy. For me, these are things that you should also bear in mind that these banks are not as good like other banks in the market where they are into venture capital and other related business. But here, our banks are more of what of commercial bank and they are into lending and all those stuff. But with most of them going into good growth now, we expect that they're going to boost their work, their earnings. These are those that are there already before now. But for those that are yet to be there, we expect that as they're going in, it might slow down their work, slow down their performance or their numbers before they get it right and start moving. But for those that already there, saw how people have supported the Stabic IBTC, you see how those have supported the LBN holding. I tell you, if not good, LBN holding was still been dragging down, but because of the good goal, we're able to pull it out because we come out from that the time of a high non-performing loan. That's the good thing of the good thing on the holdco company. It's better for investors to understand this. But those that are going to holdco companies, you need to also exercise patience because the holdco company it take time for them to stabilize because they need to bring other companies in before you can say this is what is happening in that regard. For me, there's no cause for alarm at all. But these banks are showing strength. If what we saw now in the number of UBA first quarter, if that is what some of them will be posting, then there's potential for good return for investors in banking sector. Like I always say that banking sector is the engine of any economy. That means you need to put your eyes in those sectors. But those that are posting stronger numbers, there's something in for you as investors so that you know exactly what to do. If you look at the book value of UBA, I'll tell you the stock is lost on that value. A bank that has a book value of almost 28 naira, 45 kobo, selling around there below 10 naira, even below 9 naira, you can see the upside potential that your margin, your margin of safety in UBA is high because of what? Because of the value, interest value of the bank. For me, it's a good one for investors to look at UBA. But if you look at the profit margin for UBA for this period, we saw it slow down from 22.21% to 19.76. It tells you that in every 1 naira, about 20 kobo is retained for 19 point, as a profit. You can see. But I told you earlier that we are projected UBA full year EPS to be around 6 naira and above, depending on the month. If this trend we are seeing is sustained for the whole quarter, and that was a good one for UBA. Also, if you look at UBA cash flow, operating cash flow for the period, yes, I think that if you look at that cash flow, I explained this class before. When you see a bank having a negative cash flow, it doesn't mean that the bank is in a problem, but because their business is in lending, and the more they lend, the more they make money. And I told you earlier that UBA lending for their advance and loan for first quarter is almost what they've done for the whole year in 2020, 2022. For me, it's a good one for UBA. As we speak now, the operating cash flow for the period is about a negative position of 154.88 billion against a negative position of 84.31 billion in 2022. You can see that the lending have expanded from 84 in previous period of same in 2020 2022 to almost 154. You can see it's almost like 100%. Tells you that this bank has really expanded their lending. And that also the more you spend on them, the more income you get because of what the high interest rates we are seeing. These are the things you should also consider when you are investing in also this bank. Yes, we saw markdown in some company that this morning we saw that the FCMB was marked down for dividends of 25 kobo, and that of Hallmark insurance also was also marked down this morning. Why I said earlier that payment date for Dangote Sugar is today, and that of Dangote Cement was yesterday, and consider an ally was. These are the ones who provide more liquidity in the market, and I believe that now that they have adjusted the FCMB, the price is looked at. Yes, it looks a bit for me. For those that are thinking long, You know that the payout ratio FCMB is not too attractive, but the numbers that they are posting is enough to support the price into the future if they sustain the performance we saw in 2022, as well as on what on Q1 numbers from that bank any moment from now. Yes, on this note, we'll move toward to the live chart to see what the market is doing as we speak now. It's very, very important. Look at the market and see what is happening on the market right away. Yes, if you look at the market now, market is, as I said earlier, is slightly, in red, very slightly in red. What I mean is the market is doing 51,937.15, down by negative 7.43. The market is, almost like a 0.001, we're seeing in the red. For me, it's not a bad one because we have confirmed the market already on a decline phase. What we're doing now is for us as a traders to look at where is the strong support level for us to catch in and take position of what I think I of the pullback and also other technical tools that will help us to guide the indicators and others which I know that those that has access to Investdata toolbox will also have I've gathered the knowledge on how to use all those. As I share them here, I can know details on how to use to catch opportunity in the market, and that is why those that buy a signal, yes, I know that you don't need much to survive because we always provide information using this technical analysis to tell you what to do and what not to do. But as we speak now, the market is having a positive market breadth. We're seeing 13 gainers against the 9 losers in the market as we speak. But that's why the market is marginally in red. We're seeing more buyers taking advantage of the market. I expect that liquidity is also going to buy the market go to the future as payment dates also continue to roll in for investors to have cash to invest or to also to take for their own upkeep. It depends on your investment objective and your trading strategies. From when you invest their dividend back to the market, calculate those stocks they have pay them more or they go to another stock where they can take advantage of low price we are seeing now. If you look at the top losers in the market now, we are seeing that the Coronation Insurance is leading the pack, followed by ROT Briscoe. We are seeing also Women Bank on the losers chart this hour. NACO, we are seeing profit taking. NACO is down to 10 naira 5 to losing 40 about 4.3% down. We are seeing also WAPCO around 53.20 down by 2 point something percent. These are the top losers as we speak. If you go to the gainers chart, you can see that that the Multiverse has come up with almost 10% gain now, trying to reverse the loss it recorded yesterday, followed by Transcorp. Transcorp is almost 10% up now, around 1.69 kobo or almost 170 as we speak, which is good for Transcorp. We have seen the KJ Hotel among the top 5 gainers, and also consumer uh, computer where computer warehouse group also on the top gainers, followed by ICO more also in that gainer chart. But if you look at net of volume this morning, we see that UBA is gathering volume. The volume is higher this morning now, leading before I think the transport dominated that trend before now. We're seeing volume in UBA this morning about 80.8 million shares traded so far in UBA, followed by Fidelity Bank, 10.1 million shares traded. Selling Nigeria, that's about 9.9 million shares traded. Zenith Bank, 5 naira flat, 6.9 million shares traded. And Owando, 6 point also 6.5 million shares traded at this hour. This is the beginning of the market. But we'll quickly look at the chart. What is the chart saying in this regard? At all these stocks and what can we do with the position of this stock is very, very important now. If you look at the chart here, I know as displayed, you can see from here, we have seen that market has tried to kind of for distribution phase, has to strengthen here, the pullback strengthen, but now market has entered on a decline phase. You can see from here to here, you can see that this is what a pullback already was saying. Even when it tried to resist down, it went up, it came back, and it break down the support level here and continue down. But now market is trying to strengthen. I call it a seesaw movement. If you remember language I used yesterday, these are what we were seeing this our market have not continued downtrend and uptrend, but if it depends on the strength of the pending particular account that was seen so far and the first quarter number that came from Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank and the UBA out there, these numbers are good. If these are found that the financial service sector, especially the bank, will give us better number despite the cash crunch, but I know that some sectors will not escape it. The manufacturing sector and the other consumer sector might not escape that, but let's see how the numbers will be. The numbers also open our eyes. Now that we're seeing cash returning back, in this first trading month of the second quarter, even towards the end of last quarter, March, started improvement. If that is sustained as we're seeing now, to see whether cash will come around to turn around the business, and also these are the things we'll be looking at. But look at the numbers here, the chart here now. Our chart remain in that same direction that we discussed yesterday. For time to target now, but let's see what our indicators are telling us in this regard. It's very, very important that we call these indicators up to see what sign they are giving you, that you know exactly what to do with it. I turned up on our MACD this morning, taking our MACD, taking our money flow, and also our C line. C line, I believe by now all of you this class will have known how to use C line to guide you in your decision. Looking at other things like volume, support and resistance level, price action direction, what is the information, what's also the sentiment behind this. So that's why sentiment report is very, very important at any time for you to know. But if you look at what we're seeing in the market now, yes, the market is trading below the T line, and also MACD, as you know, the market is bearish. You can see your MACD is becoming more bearish. But money flow is trying to inch up a little. Yesterday it was around 30, 31, now 32.5 point as we speak. But let's see how the market will close this. But I believe that by next week, as we are seeing all these payments be coming from Dangote family, and also one thing that we also think that, as we just recall that, I will let you know that this is the first time for almost like 3 years we've seen Dangote group paying dividend so early. It shows that liquidity or the company performance which are reflected on their numbers that they are going somewhere. The first time that I can see Dangote companies paying dividend in the month of April. Most time is between May and June. As far as far as July, will show that it's improvement for me it's a local development, and that I expect that this liquidity will have a way of impacting stock by next week as more companies payment day draw closer in this month of April, and this payment will investors will have access to fresh funds also to invest into their portfolio. But if you look at market now, market is already on a very small. You can see that reflected by MACD as an indicator. This is the state of the market as we speak. But quickly look at it on a 1 hour chart to see if there's any improvement. On a 1 hour chart, you can see that it's becoming better on a 1 hour. You can see that almost crossing the T line now. This is a 1 hour chart. And we can see on a 1 hour chart, despite the market is trending, you can see that MACD is becoming more bullish here. For me, it's a good one. And money flow is still looking up. Once it crosses 50, it's a good sign. Even on a 1 hour chart, for me, it's a good one for the market. General, that means there's still potential for strength for the market as we can excite patient going into the future. Finally, look at the 15-minute chart to see what is the market doing. Market is trading flat for me. It's a good one on this. Let's see confirm what will happen at the end of the day. And MACD remain bullish on 15 minutes. But money flow has gone as high as almost 69. More than 69, looking down at 69 now. For me, let's keep our finger crossed. But yes, the stock that are leading now, most of them that we want to look at is the transport. Is the strength still very strong as we speak? I want to ask ourselves. That's why I want to look at transport and see where it's going from here. Where is transport going from here? Let's look at what is happening in transport. Let's look at the momentum behind it. See, this a 15 minutes chart on transport. You can see that the stock is still bullish on the 15 minutes. You can see where after I got into this level, it's trending now, does not make a breakout. Despite this moment, it's almost 9% or 10% up. But you can see the state of the stock now. The MACD here is trying to look down here. If you can look at it very well, the MACD is trying to look down here, but while money flow is almost within 100 basis point, which is good for me for that. Let's look at the 1 hour chart for transport. 1 hour chart, you can see that yes, at this level, the stock is still around that price of 150, 157. Working on I touch almost 169 this morning on the 1 hour. We'll go back to see the stock on a, on a day chart. That will give us a clear direction where the stock is now. On a day chart, you can start the stock on a day chart is very, very bullish. I see this morning, the market has given a good sign. I see here a money flow around 82. One is starting this stock seriously. I can see what is trading now, where the stock is going. I believe that this stock around this 169 kobo, we are still saying that the stock will go places. You can see where it's going. Once able to move to that level, expect the market once it break out the one naira 74, 1 naira 74 kobo, that my stock is heading for what for 250. That will be the next level. Let's look at the weekly chart to confirm what I'm just telling you now. I can see not exactly 1 naira, around 1 naira 69 kobo. You can see it here on a strong and you can see this strong strong bullish candlestick. You can see that once able to break out this level, we'll be looking at around 2 naira 50 kobo where the position of the stock will be going. For me, there's no cause for alarm. You can see that on the weekly chart, the stock is still very, very good. You can see it here. The candlestick is very, very green, trading above the T line. All this while it tested it down, but it remained up. But for those that are technicians like me, when you see that the higher the candlestick is far from what from the T line, the better chance for you to take profit in the stock, depending on what on your investment objective or what you are seeing in the stock. For technicians that enter low here, seeing it here, nothing stop for taking profit. Don't forget that profit taking is part and parcel of the market, depending on what your investment objective or what you are trading. Yeah. Finally, look at what is happening in UBA again. Why UBA? The Q1 number will just explain. We saw that this company has started, this bank has started on a good note. UBA on a good note for the current financial year. They want to see with this momentum we will sustain. Did a flattening on the number. Yes, we look at the a week chart for weekly chart for the stock. Yes, it's trading above the T line, but with a sign here, this candlestick also represents the weakness. You can see that it's only reflecting on what on the MACD. MACD is already coming down. Once it cross the signal line down, it will confirm a very strength and put what we're seeing on this red line and blue and red line and blue line already. But for me, money flow is still strong on the weekly chart for almost around the 70, 68 for the stock. Let's look at what a day chart for UBA was in. Yeah, after UBA day chart has not even with the number that was impressive, we have not seen a breakout from that. It tested the former 58, 58. I came down around the 854 now to speak. For good I said above the T line, that would be level for MACD. Already giving sign that this stock is coming down gradually. But this morning you can see that there's also fun ending the stock crossing 55. For me, 55 to reach the 57 is okay, but we need to see more. Like I said, liquidity in the system, the market also have the work playing out of what happened to price and to speed. Look at the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart was seeing yes, a good volume coming out from UBA now, positive volume, and on 1 hour chart was seeing that it's becoming going to become bullish on the 1 hour chart. These are signs that to watch and also train above the T line on a green candlestick. Even that does not touch does not kind of cover the chart, the last 1 hour chart that is red, candlestick that is red was a sign that activity is coming back in that stock. You can see a great volume here on the 1 hour chart for the stock. And if able to cross the T line, the signal line here, that will give you a sign of bullishness, which this blue line crossing the red one up. And also, we're seeing an just improvement, minor improvement from money flow from 40 to almost 45 now. Let's keep our finger on UBA for now. The number have shown where they are heading to. Finally, we look at what is happening in GTCO that have delayed the result and Zenith Bank. Let's look at Zenith Bank, sorry. The Zenith Bank that respect today is the qualification day. Let's see what Zenith Bank is doing now. But that's what Zenith Bank is doing now. Zenith Bank has been below the T line, but approaching it now. But once it cross the T line on this 1 hour chart, you can see where the money flow is moving is down. There's no activities. Much fund is not entering the stock. That's why it's coming down. And MACD have confirmed a bearish sentiment already for the stock. Look at the day chart for Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank is below the T line. Right? So for me, and MACD has confirmed a bearish situation. And money flow relatively is okay around the 56, but flat at this point. For me, let's keep our fingers on Zenith Bank. For income investors, for we traders who are out to watch where to come down for us to jump in again. I'll say on this note, see you tomorrow at the midday, at the midday question and answer, session that will come in for those that are in that premium class. If you are not there, opportunity for you to also to upgrade to premium class where you see other analysts, other investors, tackling or addressing issues in the market, especially now that all eyes on what on inflation figure and earnings. Then they know that they have some pending audited account. We'll be discussing all this in the class tomorrow with others in the house sharing their view. And I will encourage you to upgrade from here to work to your premium to the premium class so that you get more information on the market on what to buy at the time and what to log in, what to sell, and what to do for income investor and for traders. All these particular stocks are there and what are the premium login members platform. On this note, I say see you, on Monday.